Hello, this is Chris. Welcome back again. Well, we made it through the third Marvel series. We're going to talk about the season one finale. Yes, I said season one because, the short mid-credit scene goes, he will be back for season two, and that is a bad image behind me. So we can talk about Loki, the finale, for time always. Okay, see episode 6.
Seen episode 6. Oh my god, this episode was cool.
Yeah, lots to cover, including, yeah, uh, including Kane missed minutes, some answered questions, and well, just it goes from here on season two. And that was the shortest mid-credit sequence I've ever seen.
There was a mid-credits scene?
Yeah, but it said Loki will return for
yeah.
season two. That was
very short. That was very short. Because like I was expecting like a mid-credit scene, but like all it said like season 2 will return.
Ah, cool background.
Thank you.
Yep,
likewise.
Yeah, I have three here. I next fourth one off because when I before time it was like too pixelated.
Yeah, I was playing with another one too. It was too pixelated as well. Had to find the right one, you know.
So yeah, when you said you'll be there in a minute, I'm like, okay, let me find some new backgrounds.
Cool.
So yeah, season episode 6 picks up right where episode 5 picks up, but they're at the Citadel.
Yeah, and the Citadel with the production design, oh my god, it looks cool.
Yeah.
And like the detail work on the Citadel, like when they were like inside the Citadel and outside the Citadel, like the outside environment, it felt like I was like really there.
Oh my god.
And the color palette with the color grading with the Citadel as the characters are in their environment. Oh my god, I totally like this.
Yeah, the blue, purple, yeah.
And the dark shades of black.
Yeah, and the dark, mysterious shades of black. I agree with you there. That was one I really liked. Yeah, so
kind of got that castle kind of vibe in my head.
So let me see what I have in mind. Yeah, I didn't take any notes. I copied the Wikipedia and IMDb and such for today. But yeah, I've got that. I've got the second background, which I'm doing now. Cool. I'll introduce Kang the Conqueror.
He was cool. At the same time, in my head with Kane, I felt kind of like a letdown because I was expecting someone like with a strong persona and strong strength in their presence for being the villain. And like, I don't know why, I like this episode. I like the cinematography. I like the production design. I like the direction they went with this.
Yeah.
But the way they had presented Kang, it felt like a letdown. But like, I was expecting a lot more. Maybe I had expectations on the character of Kang. But like, as far as the actor that played him, you couldn't pick anyone better.
Yeah, me too.
And like
Also,
that background he's in, oh my god, it totally felt like Doctor Strange vibes. Because like some of the windows, the way they
oh
like
yeah,
spread
yeah,
the art, you know, kind of
yeah,
like
I
Infinity.
forgot. I was thinking of like the six dots outside representing the Infinity Stones. I don't know why that popped into my head, but
Oh, I didn't realize that till now when you said it.
yeah, the Doctor Strange vibes does make more
See,
sense.
I didn't thought nothing of about the Infinity Stones till now.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean that's where my mind was at first. I didn't even picture the Doctor Strange thing until you mentioned it. Um, but it looks like with this though, setting King up for to be the next big baddie in the
Yeah,
Marvel universe. Because he's already been confirmed for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and I think we might see another iteration of him because he does hint at the fact um, through his extensive dialogue that there are multiple things in multiple universes, some good, some bad.
and some variations are not like the ones you really want to cross. That are lot more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, but it sounded like in all of the versions he's come across, um, they'll, they'll tend to go into the scientific route. Well, they were like scientists in their generation, in their respected universe. And I think they were well respected scientists to go that far.
I like that part too because he totally like set up different variations of himself. A good one, a bad one, a villain one, a difficult one. Maybe I should say evil one with that versus saying difficult.
Because when they pictured it in my mind, I'm like, okay, this could be a good setup because every time they kill one of the king conquerors, another one will appear.
And take a place of the other one as like a successor.
Yeah. So yep, that that was yeah very good at how they explained it.
I did too, and that little claymation of him showing like
Oh
this his story about it.
yeah.
Like there's different variations of that. I totally dig that visual. That was really
Oh,
cool.
yeah. And I did like the cryptic quote he has at the end when Sylvie stops him. He says, "See you soon." Um, that can be a setup for like because we know um, Doc, Doctor the Doctor Strange sequel is the Multiverse of Madness, so
Yeah,
that can be set up for that. And then you also have Spider Man, which I think is going to be more fun and whimsical. And then you have Ant-Man 3, where he's in.
yeah. I knew about that. I'm also kind of curious with Ant-Man and the Wasp, not just having a reference of Kane the Conqueror in it, and also the fact that I've been hearing rumors that there could be a setup in Fantastic Four, not just for Kane the Conqueror, but also Fantastic Four.
Ah, the
And
okay,
that's the Baxter building. You
yeah,
remember
the
that
movie.
building that Stark gave up and someone like moved in
I
the
think,
Avengers Tower in New
I think,
York?
I
And
think,
like we don't know yet who is living there now or took a hold of it for a company. It could
mm,
be last I heard it could be the Baxter building from Fantastic Four. At one point I also heard at one point it was going to be Oscorp as a Norman Osborn the Green Goblin.
Yeah,
That was the only two that I've heard so far. But like, seem like they're setting up Fantastic Four. I feel like they're already doing it already.
yeah,
I think they're like playing with us. It's like to create hype.
yep, they're doing a good job.
Yeah,
Um,
they are.
yeah, setting up the plots and stuff.
And
And
little
then,
Easter eggs.
yeah, and then the final one I had is Missed Minutes, which we'll get into in a moment.
Gotcha.
Because, yeah, um, they said it was a jump scare moment, but I wasn't really jumpy at all. But it was a surprise for me.
Oh, to see Miss Minutes.
Yeah,
Somehow I wasn't that surprised. It didn't felt like a jump scare for me. I kind of like expected it because like I had a feeling. I just had a feeling something about Miss Minutes that I was working for the head honcho, whoever it might be, and we all know now with episode 6 who it is. But like I felt like that scene when she appears, like okay, I kind of like had a feeling expecting it, but I was not as scared by it. The only part that felt kind
yeah,
of creepy was the Citadel, but like cool
yeah,
kind of creepy.
yeah, the Citadel. Uh, yeah, and then, yeah, and then the end. Well, yeah, she like, yeah, well, Loki and Sylvie get into a fight, and then he eventually stabs him, which opens up a new TVA timeline.
Yeah, a lot of branches there too, as it was like veering off.
Yeah, I yeah, and we're talking about the branches. I did like the branches in space that was behind Kane.
Yeah, I totally dig that. The way they started it out, oh my god, that was cool. And showing the branch outside the Citadel, that was awesome with the visuals. They really
Yeah,
like showed like the little bit of the sciencey the vortex, the time portals, the timeline, and the visual landscape outside the Citadel. I thought it was really cool. Like the backdrop of the event.
yeah. So yeah, and I really like I mean both the actors did a great job. Um it, in fact all three. Yeah, I didn't know how they're gonna improve on Kane over in the MCU films. But yeah, he does he's hopefully gonna probably do a good job. He's um but his level of of badness has got to be like equal to or better than Josh Brolin's Thanos.
Yeah, the performance, I thought it was cool. The
Yeah,
part I felt like a letdown because like I felt like this time around, if I think about it more in my head, I would say it was more like the drama of the story than the action of the story. Because it felt like it was more of Kane's story than it was Loki's story. Felt like
yeah,
we're like seeing Kang's, if I'm saying his name right, his perspective of his story, and that's probably why I felt like a letdown at the same time. But the acting was good though. I think it was the pacing with me. If I had to think about it more.
yeah, yeah. Some of it had to do with the pacing, drawn, the long drawn out thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, we did get like backstory. We did get well, King came from. We did get why the TVA was formed. Um, there were some unanswered questions like um, obviously what was Sylvie's Nexus event? Obviously, we know that Loki's Nexus event happened in the event in the very first Avengers during Endgame, where they
When he
travel
takes the
back in time and he takes the
Tesseract.
Tesseract. That was the Nexus event, but we don't know anything about Hornex's event yet.
No, we don't. I feel like they're like setting that up already with this final episode.
Yeah, we just know that she's been hiding out in previous apocalypses
Yeah,
over time.
plotting her revenge story, her revenge
Yeah, so
on the TVA.
and another question, where did Lavona go? Because
Say that again.
where did Lavona go? Because yeah, the last time we saw Lavona, she was going through one of those Tempat portals.
And disappeared.
Yeah,
Th- that's like a side story there. I felt like we'll find that out in season 2.
yeah, hopefully. And then let's see. I had a whole list of them and now I can't remember.
And another one that answered was those lizard timekeepers. They're not lizard timekeepers. That was just like a cover story, or it's like Kane was like a guy versus like an alien or a lizard or a creature or whatever, or a different species. That answers the question. There's like, what species is this person that's running the TVA? We that question was answered.
Right. And also the other question, which obviously the movies will explore also, um, will the sacred timeline get fixed um, before there's another multiverse war?
Yeah, this totally sets up the multiverse war.
Yeah, actually now I'm feeling that that might play out like Avengers Infinity War and Endgame did, where it's like multiple TV shows, multiple films before we get some sort of resolution. Um,
Oh, for sure.
so it might be like phases 4 through 6 or 4 through 7. So
Like which alliteration they're gonna go with, because
yeah,
like they can like create different kinds of stories for films for this, like Blade, Fantastic Four. Which branch will they go into in season 2?
all another thing. Well, most of the stories like play out in film before season 2 airs, because we might get like the same vibe but a different story uh, based around these characters, or might pick up the same story like months or years later. We don't
Yeah,
really know.
no, we don't. They can go when season 2, episode 1 opens. They can put like 3 days later, 6 days later, 2 years later, or whatever it is they're gonna go with.
Yeah, or when or if the other characters appear in film. I mean, uh, Sil- we have Sylvie, we have Lavona, we have Mobius. We already know Kane's can be back in multiple films.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, considering Marvel does like a 6 or 9 picture contract. Um,
which one is Kane in besides Ant-Man of the Wasp: Quantumania? Because that's like the only one that I can think of.
yeah, I was meaning like for future films alongside Ant-Man.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
and and I did find out that I think Loki is going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie.
yeah. I heard the same thing too this past week.
So yeah,
That's
um,
cool. They're good interconnecting their narratives, films, and their stories into one big huge gambit.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, for the series, I really enjoyed the series. I would place it next to probably WandaVision because they were both kind of like out there in their own in their own uh, worlds, uh, existing within the Marvel universe.
I would say the same thing too, because it felt like this was like a cool. As just as looking at the series for Loki season one, this was really visual storytelling
Hmm.
with a depth of action and drama. Some episodes were better than others, but like they kind of like looked at it was like, okay, we're going to have episode 1 through 3, more action. We're going to have 5 and 6, going to be a little more drama. They're kind of like sprinkled around their little genres for the series, which
Yeah,
I like the variety.
yeah,
They
you really,
did good job and having like Tom Hiddleston sign on for Loki and like picking the right people for the actors for their characters, and like hearing like Owen Wilson, if it's like hearing him that he's going to be like in a Marvel show, is like what? Then later on, it's like it's going to be Loki. It's like I'm kind of curious what kind of character he's going to play.
yeah, because a lot of these people um, like uh, Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth, they weren't known before Thor,
Yeah,
but I mean, you had Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Natalie Portman, Chris Evans, all were like established actors um, by the time the MCU came on. Even Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah,
Yeah,
I concur. Agree with you on that one. But at the same time, it's like, oh my god, they know how to pick like the right actors to play the characters for their films. And
yes.
like Paul Rudd, hearing Paul Rudd that like he was going to be in a Marvel movie is like, what? That guy does all the romance movies? I'm not judging. Okay, maybe a little bit judgment there, but like it was just hard to picture Paul Rudd in a Marvel superhero movie because like I'm so used to seeing him in a romance movie. So there's that bridge of that gap. I was like, okay, I can see this. I was
Yeah,
kind of curious where this is going to lead to. Okay, he's going to play Ant-Man. Okay, I can see that because it's kind of comedy. It's his comedy.
yep, he does a great job. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Michael Douglas, I was not expecting him.
that makes two. I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah, um,
And like Loki season one, I
yeah,
didn't know about Tom Hiddleston when like I watched Thor the first time.
yeah,
The name sounded familiar in my head. I just couldn't picture where. But like seeing him in Thor is like, okay, have a feeling he'll be sticking around in the Marvel world for a while.
yeah. And I have,
And lo and behold, Loki and continuation of Marvel films.
and yeah, I have a feeling. I mean, if they don't bring like Sylvie back for a film or two, that might be a crime. But
Yeah,
because I mean, she was good. She was a good grounded character. Um, she might be like bad at the end of the series, but I mean, she had good reason too. I mean, she had like a motive. She knew what she was doing, and I mean, she pulled it off. But it's like, okay, she killed the bad guy. Now, the ultimate bad guy. Now what?
yeah, that's what's thinking in my head too. What's the next thing for Sylvie?
Yeah, is she gonna go the villain route, or is she gonna probably contact Loki again and try and help fix this?
Their relationship? I feel like the way they set it up, she could be on the path of becoming a villain, a super villain, because she's
That
making choices for herself than making choices for the better of mankind.
Ye- Yeah, that might be. Yeah, she might. Yeah, be a bad guy for like season 2. So that's
But I
what.
could be wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong too. So, all right.
But
Um.
questions to think about within season 2.
Yeah. So
It's like, could she be redeemed? Yeah, under the right circumstance and situation.
yeah.
I
So
do believe that people can change.
yeah. So yeah, there was some great quotes. Um. Yeah, the one that I mentioned, like "see you soon" was kind of like the best quote because that kind of sets. Um. I didn't really know what he said until I looked at the quote section, but that kind of sets it up for like future films within the Marvel like universe and TV shows.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And like the only quote that I can think of that sticks out in my head when Kate says like "see you soon" is like, okay. With that, him saying that is like saying we'll be like seeing him soon because he like touched on about reincarnated.
yeah,
I'm kind of curious what kind of variation of him we'll see. The same version that we saw or a different version?
maybe
Kind of
different.
like sets up in my head. Ooh, I
Yeah,
feel like I'm being teased here about like what variation of Kane we're going to see.
yeah, and then I'm gonna the ending. The ending cliffhanger also reminded me a little of Planet of the Apes, um, where the where you get the revelation at the end. Um, with
Say that you kind of froze up on me.
uh, with him seeing the statue of the timekeeper at the end, thing, it kind of reminded me of like Planet of the Apes,
I can
where
see that. I
yeah,
can see
well,
that.
like he turns around and big revelation is revealed. Um, yeah, like Charlton Heston with the Statue of Liberty, or like with the remake, the 2001 remake where Mark Wahlberg sees instead of Lincoln, the Lincoln Memorial is just Abraham Lincoln, but on in the head of an ape. So yeah, that's what kind of reminded me more of.
I can see that because like I never saw the original Planet of the Apes. The only Planet of the Ape variation I saw was the one with Mark Wahlberg, and like I totally see that Planet of the Apes reference. And like Spaceballs played with that at the end of the movie too. It just popped in my head just now.
Oh yeah, got the Spaceballs reference. So um, oh, that's at the end of Loki. But yeah, I just realized before you came when since I'm getting posted like either on Facebook or YouTube to congratulate Marvel on having WandaVision as and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Emmys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, yeah, I like
Awesomeness on the board.
yeah, because I'm like for one division I'm like well deserved.
Oh, very well deserved. Wasn't it like for both shows? It was like nominated for like 23 times.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, the internet is buzz right now because Don Cheadle got like an Emmy nomination for like appearing in it for 90 seconds.
That's awesome.
So
I heard about that too. That's awesome. That
yeah.
you got a knob.
So yeah, now we're gonna go into what Marvel's What If, which is not live action, it's animated, but yeah, I'm really psyched for yeah, I was really psyched for WandaVision. I was really psyched for Falcon and Winter Soldier, although I would have liked to have seen the whole 6 hours into like a 2.5 hour film. Uh, um, yeah, and I'm really looking forward to What If.
I am too. And like seeing the previews, I feel like we're not going to be disappointed because like when Marvel puts out a trailer and the expectations from the trailer lives in within their films.
Yeah, and I
Even
can't
for
wait.
what if.
I can't wait for Hawkeye too. So, I mean, Loki was kind of made for me that I was at the end. I was really surprised on. I mean, the show literally grew on me. I mean, from like the like the cinematography, the effects, the acting. Um,
The depth of emotion of the characters and hearing the dialogue from them. It brought a lot of depth in this an emotion in this season.
yeah, and
They
I
raised
hope,
the bar up.
yeah, and I hope we see a kind of missed minutes back for like season 2, hopefully, because she had more like time in this than the whole rest of the series. She was in for like maybe like 15, 30 seconds. And besides the premiere, I mean, that was it. She did it have a lot of time to make
Yeah,
fun of that. But
I like Miss Minutes too. For me, taking an animation class, I have more of a appreciation more than ever for animation. And like when I saw her character in this series,
yeah,
she was introduced like little bits by little. I was like hoping for see more scenes of her. It's like yes, we get to see more scenes of Miss Minutes. I
yeah,
like the character.
yeah, I really did too. So, all right,
All right.
until next, until like 3 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now, um, I'm thinking August. The more I think about it, the more I'm thinking the first one will be August 13th, or maybe I'll do the 14th.
That's right. Or Hawkeye.
But what if?
You said August 13 or 14.
For what if?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
It's like it's hard to keep track because there's like so many cool Marvel shows are out.
yeah, Hawkeye's could be later because I'm
Gotcha.
thinking in maybe October or November when What If ends is on.
Gotcha.
So
Cool.
yeah, so all right.
All right.
I'll see you in about 3 weeks.
See you in 3 weeks. Marvel out,
Oh,
man. Marvel out.
that's gonna do it for Marvel Talks on Loki. My name is Chris Buckle. Um, so coming, so that's the end for Loki. Coming up in the August thing. Let me try that again. So that's our Marvel talk for Loki. Say goodbye to missed minutes and background because I'm switching backgrounds for next Marvel Talk series. What if, um, which, like I said, the first one will be probably sometime within August 13th or 14th. Um, and what if I'm fascinated with, because um, it plays on the different scenarios within the multiverse of, and within out of what if uh, certain characters got powers from somewhere else. Um, I heard kind of like one episode will deal with the fact that Piggy Carter got the enhanced super serum or after than Steve Rogers. So it's like, what if, uh, what if Captain America, instead of Steve Rogers, was Peggy Carter, and she was Captain Britain? Um, what if what if Killmonger, um, uh, what if Killmonger, uh, or them the Marvel Universe and formed an alliance uh, with Iron Man himself, how uh, Tony Stark. So it'll explore those aspects of the series, which I'm always interested in seeing the Marvel stories being told from unique and different angles. So that's gonna do it for the show. So I'll see you guys in 3 weeks. Marvel out.